performance training, lifestyle modifications, all of that wrapped into one person. And it's kind of like,
today we're digging into the big business idea that came out of last show. How do you spot the $70,000 patient while they're still sitting there as the $250 patient? Because the truth is, some patients come in for 6 visits and disappear, and that's okay. Others stay with your clinic, your business, for years. They bring their spouse. They tell their coworkers. They bring their kids' soccer coach.
Yep.
Time to become the people who generate the most revenue and the most referrals. Here's the twist. Every clinic only has 3 ways to make money. I want to reiterate this. This is one of my most watched videos on YouTube. Remember, you can find more people to help. We focus on that one a lot, I think, Dave Kittle. Find more people. We need more people. Schedules.
The industry does, yes.
Find more people. Get more people. There are only two other ways to do it. Help the same people more often. Help the same people that you found with more things. That's it. I want to simplify it. I got so many great comments from that little reel that I made on my back deck last summer. I got to reshare that thing. But before we kick in, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I know we're talking about patient-client payments. We're talking about money. I got my green polo money shirt on, ready for this.
See, you think about your outfit. I pick what is physically close.
Oh, not usually, but today I did.
Okay. We are one Tony Light. He will be back next week. He's running some sort of business, which he's got there in Ohio. Oh, PT practice. That's right. He's probably got us on in the background. He's probably teaching his patients the lessons that we're looking at today. So today we're actually asking, can you identify those patients? This was prompted by last episode, Dave, where you talked about this one patient who, I mean, you said, and it wasn't a flex. It's just, let's talk about real numbers. This person has generated $70,000 over the last couple of years and has the means, sees the value. And after they give you money and get this, they are happy. They don't have to come back. This isn't a stick up, right? Yep. They understand the price. They're not surprised.
They want more.
You want mo. So the question is, how do you identify those patients early? And if you can, what should you do differently once you spot them? We also want to make sure that this, and Tony pointed out in the group chat before the show, he's busy running his insurance-based practice, or mostly insurance-based practice. This works for both. This is not just for concierge pain relief clinics of the world. This is human psychology. This is human psychology plus human economics. So let's get this going. Do want to make sure that we get paid, because if you're going to run a podcast, you have to make sure you get paid for your sponsors. So today, our sponsor is the Range of Motion-O-Matic. This episode brought to you by Rom-O-Matic, the world's first automatic range of motion training device. All you have to do, Dave, is strap your patient in, set the dial to, it actually says full send. I don't know what. Let Range of Motion-O-Matic, the Rom-O-Matic, do the stretching for you. Tight shoulders, Range of Motion-O-Matic. Frozen hips, Rom-O-Matic. Ankles that move like concrete, Rom-O-Matic, no problem. The Rom-O-Matic gently, repeatedly, and occasionally aggressively moves the joints through ranges they haven't seen since 1997. Rom-O-Matic, because if it clicks, it's probably working. Go to romomatic.com. What do you think of the graphic there, Dave? I told it to give me 1990s infomercial vibes. How does that look?
I think it's pretty on target. I was going to say late 80s, 90s. Yeah. Perfect.
Marshall's perfect. All right, so that's the Rom-O-Matic. That's what we're dealing with. Today.
Okay. Set it, and the headline or the sub headline there: set it and regret it, which is
set it and regret.
Hilarious. Set it and regret it.
You'd regret not owning this piece of equipment. Look at that red button. Like, it just looks like a Commodore 64. Kids, a Commodore 64 is like a PlayStation, but bad. Okay, so some patients come in for 6 visits, pain relief, discharge, gone forever. Some stay connected to your clinic for years. If you run a clinic or you worked in a clinic, you know these people. Call them frequent flyers. I call them people who help you keep a clinic afloat. How do you spot them? Right now, there's the $1 million question. 10 years from now, you can look back at the data, but how do you spot them preemptively, and would you do something differently? We had Ben call in, and we'll put the phone number up on the screen in case people want to call in and give suggestions, or you can drop comments. We have some comments coming in. I'll put them on the screen. About some suggestions of what to do with people like this, like sort of a reward, right? You come in often. I mean, I used to live in South Carolina. The restaurant manager saw me and my dad coming, and we're like, those guys, cheesecake all the time, free cheesecake. Those guys are great. What are you guys drinking tonight? Cheesecake. That made us feel something. right? John Taffer talks about this all the time. I love it. We'll dig into that too.
There are just as a teaser, as a little hook. I know we're kind of into the show already, but there are what I've seen, certain diagnoses or conditions or certain avatars, certain type of clients, certain types of services that you're delivering that tend to want to spend more over time and stay with you as opposed to not. Some of them I think are obvious. Some of them are a little less obvious. We can get into it a little later.
I think we should start with that, because how do you spot these people from, how do you do it? And then we're going to have from some celebrity insights from some professionals in different worlds of marketing and psychology. But what do you do, if anything? How do you do this? I never thought about this when I was in a clinic. This never dawned on me because I was a staff clinician and I was just excited to have a person in front of me. Great.
Well, so first of all, disclaimer: we're not treating anyone differently than anyone else, right? We're not picking and choosing. It's not like I'm going to treat like someone who's like Tony Maritato any different than Jimmy McKay if we were treating both of them. We're not going to treat them any different. However,
right.
Typically, if someone is going to spend $15,000, $20,000 a year or something like that with us, and they're spending, or they've spent $20,000 or $30,000 total over whatever amount of time or more, typically it's someone who's older. They have some amount of discretionary income, or we've had this situation where it's someone who's also usually older. So it's, in general, like the older someone is, the more that they are investing in their health and wellness. They care more about longevity. They care more about going from episodic physical therapy to, oh, you know what? I want to keep you around. And then that physical therapist is now like a combination of physical therapist, health coach, personal trainer, for lack of a better word, wellness, performance training, lifestyle modifications, all of that wrapped into one person. And it's kind of like, okay, well, you got me out of the episodic neck pain or back pain, whatever it might be. And now I would like for you to continue, week by week. And then it just kind of continues over time. Now there's like usually smaller goals set up in between. Like the client wants to be able to walk outside and get safely in and out of an Uber or a cab or something like that. And then it's like, I want to be able to get back to getting the newspaper or walking to a friend's or shul or church or whatever, like the socialization point is in the neighborhood, then that's the goal. Or get to Central Park, first of all. Then it's walk up the steps at the reservoir. And then it's walk around the Jacqueline Onassis Reservoir in Central Park. So it's like, it's a type of person too, that like they're motivated. We're hitting incremental goals over time. And they just are like, okay, well, obviously I like and know and trust this person. They helped me with the last goal or two, and it's like I might as well just keep them around to continue this. Then it's getting them back to golfing in their, putting in their living room, and then it's getting back to the golf simulator to chip, and then it's getting back into the golf simulator to drive the ball, not just chipping, but driving and ripping off the tee. So those are the types of folks. Condition wise, it's usually some combination of balance, gait, it's some neurological conditions typically, but not always. Sometimes it's someone who had a hospitalization, and then we're seeing them initially when they're like coming out of they're like the first week home from a hospitalization or a big procedure, like a brain surgery, a heart surgery, a total joint, spine surgery, or it was a fall. So those are the types of folks. It's usually not a 20-year-old that has an ankle sprain for us. Like, I'm not saying this does not work for everyone. So a 20-year-old with an ankle sprain is not most likely, even in New York City, not going to spend $10, $20, $50, $70,000 with us typically.
So I'm going to do avatars, because this is best guess, right? There's no magic question, but questions can be magic. So I'm going to break it down to the 3 avatars. I sat here at my coffee this morning and I said, how would I look for these people? The third one I'll give you is very counterintuitive. And it made me go, I wouldn't have thought that, but now looking at it, I did. So that's number 3 is counterintuitive. Number 1 is the identity builder. You touched on it a second ago. I just want to put a name to it. The identity builder is, I'm a runner. They have an identity built in. I am a runner. Hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm a runner. I can't run right now. That's not okay. Those two things are not in alignment. So I can't run. I'm looking at you. Can you help me run? I need to go with you, through you, to you.
And currently right now, currently right now I can't run.
Or I can't run.
All I want to do is get back to running or golf or whatever it is.
You spot that person, and I want to make sure we have tactical things. So this is what you should look for. I want to play Chris Voss now. Listen for things like, I'm working on this. And then they're watching you. I'm working on that. I'm doing this now. I bought this thing. I changed my shoes. And they're looking for what are you telling me about? Like they're like the
validation or
questioning.
Or to shut something down.
Yes. They're putting this there. And at first you might look at that as like they're confronting me. No, what a lot of the times what they're doing is they're going, I'm doing this. What are your thoughts on that? That's how some people interact. That's how I interact. So I'm doing this. Here I am, my foot. You've seen my Rama-matic, and it's not good. I bought this thing on the internet. What do you think? They're not questioning you. They're not questioning you or your knowledge or science. They're going, I'm doing this.
You think they want our input?
Yes. Underrated, overrated. Like you should play underrated, overrated with your patients. How great. Contrast scheme. That's great because that's really what they're looking for. Insight. So I'm working on this. What do you think about that? I'm trying to stay ahead of this injury. Like they're coming in with wherever they are, they're like at a 2 and they're like, I don't want this to get to an 8 because in my brain, 8 means I stop running. I am a runner.
Yes.
We're at a 2. I don't want a 4 because an 8 means I stop running. So they're asking questions that might sound like they're challenging you. They're not. They're not. They begin to see themselves as someone who invests in their body. That's an identity builder. I'm a runner. This is what I do. And if this keeps going, I won't be able to do that. And then what am I? So that's the first avatar, the identity builder. The second, this one is very obvious. The third I'll get to is counterintuitive. This one is obvious in my mind, the referrer. Some people like to be connectors. I am a connector. That's part of my identity. I built a Facebook group, Dave, you know this, and the name of the Facebook group is PT to PT referrals. That's the gag. It costs you $0. I got tired of seeing people in other Facebook groups all over the place going, hey, I got a patient who's moving to Dayton, Ohio. Anybody know someone? I was like, this is a common question. I'm going to create a Facebook group. Now that's the only thing you're allowed to do in it. I kick you out if you post crap. That isn't that. I like being
that group, by the way, has made me I told you before, I think I've made like $10,000 or $20,000 in top line revenues from that group.
Fantastic.
From referrals.
Here's what I found.
From people that probably wouldn't have found me any other way.
All I care about is someone found someone else who's good. The right person in less time who's good. That's all I care about. So avatar number 2 is the referrer. They send you a spouse, a coworker, a buddy, a friend. They like to be the person in the office when someone's like, my back's really, it's like, oh, I got a guy. His name's Dave. He hooked me up good. That person, hug that person. When a random person comes in, you're like, and you should be asking, hey, how'd you hear about us, man? Was it the Google box? Was it AI? What'd you get? Was it the park bench that Dave's advertising on? Like this? No. My buddy Steve, he's in my office downtown. He told me to come see you. Great. I don't know, man. Maybe in your EHR, like the guy who sent us likes Starbucks, old fashions, whatever. Hey, man, thanks. Appreciate that. Little like a $20. I see you. Man. At that point, you're not just their clinician. They've got you on speed dial. You're their trust. You're my guy. Like if somebody has a car problem in my town, I'm like, Justin, don't go to anybody. Go to Justin. Just Justin. Why? Because I trust him. That's what you're looking for. So that's avatar 2.
But by the way, that type of person, that's the connector that someone else in the office says that they have back pain. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I mean, you have to go see Tony Maritato. He's the best I know he doesn't really like back pain, but if he treated back pain like he used to, oh man, you got to go see Tony Maritato. He's great. The person that is making the referral, that's putting themselves out there and saying like, you got to go see my guy, Tony Maritato. There is some status around that. Like their ego gets boosted because they have the intel that the other person, they have some secret information, which is I have this great physical therapist that is as excellent, or like they don't really advertise because they don't need to, and they do something special, whether it's like for us, like sometimes it's like high profile people or celebrities or whatever sometimes, or whatever. And Tony, it might be like, someone could say, you got to go see Tony Maritato because he's like the most popular knee replacement physical therapist on Facebook and YouTube. He gets millions of views. I went to him. Don't even balk it. Just go. And now that person gets validation. They feel better about themselves because they know that they helped, and they know that Tony's not going to let them down and make them look bad.
Yes. Yes. They trust you so much. They can't wait to be. And it's also part of them. These people don't do it for like a referral payment. They don't. I did this yesterday. I won't say with who, but I was like, hey man, we got on a call and I was like, oh, I think I know like 3 people that can help you. I don't know if they will, but like from what you just told me, call these 3 people, or hey, I'll email them and CC you on it. Is that cool? And they were like, you'll do that for us? I'm like, yes, I like being helpful. Look for these people. Those are the referrers. The third avatar. This sounded counterintuitive. This sounded opposite. And then I realized it was my own emotion keeping it out. The question asker. This is different than the identity builder. They are also asking questions, but this person at first feels more combative with it. Like you might be like, well, why is this person is testing me? You as the clinician might feel this person is testing me. They're not. So they're asking things like, why does this keep happening? What should I be doing long term? How do I prevent this? They might feel a little spicier questions or more or rapid fire than just the identity builder, right? The identity builder is talking about them. I'm a runner. What should a runner be doing? Where the question asker is like, why does this happen? Why do people get this? Like they're asking broader questions. This sounds like they're questioning you as a clinician. They're not. They are the question asker. They want understanding, not just treatment. Here's the thing. If you keep playing a game of tennis with them, the goal is not slam the ball and get it past them and win the goal is not
just ping pong it.
Let's get it to the other side. The goal is not put the 78-page CPG in front of them and be like, I'm doing this because of page 26, 28, and 29. That's not a win. The goal is not to win against the question asker. The goal is answer their questions. Every time you answer a question and they're satisfied, and they might Google it and be like, oh yeah, he's right.
Oh, he's right. Yeah. Yep.
Every time you do that, it's another brick that you're building in this castle of trust. I'm using metaphors today. Tony would love this. This is their journey. They go from curiosity to ownership to adherence to long-term relationship. The question asker is harder to win over. The game is not slam the ball by them. The game is just keep going with them. If you don't know, do not fake it with the question asker. Everything's gone if they find out you're lying or making something up. Be truthful in the long game over and over with a question asker, and then that person will become a long-term relationship. So those are 3. There are probably more avatars, but those are the three that I came up with as I was sitting here this morning thinking about them. Ben is saying, you have to get them in like same day and don't. Oh yeah. I think he was saying this with if someone like, if I'm like, oh, my guy's Tony, you got to go see Tony. Like if someone calls me and says, hey, Tony said I should come see you. I think that's what Ben is responding to. You got to get them in because you have to like now make it look like Jimmy sent me here. Jimmy sent you? I'll get you right in. Don't worry about it. Let me open the side door. Don't come in the front door. That's for everybody. You're going to go in the side. I got use this code, go in the side door. Yes, agreed, Ben. And that costs you nothing. That costs you maybe rearranging your schedule a little bit, which sucks a little bit. It's a little bit. It's worth it. He's right.
So the thing, yes, we absolutely pride ourselves in being prompt. We want to get someone in the same day, just like Ben said.
Yeah.
The challenge for practice owners and business owners, at least for me out there, is that I am not trying to have any more new patients. So sometimes I'll get a referral and it'll be like someone who already had my phone number, right? So they send me a text and they'll send like a joint text intro without even a heads up sometimes, or it's an email intro or whatever.
Yep.
Or someone calls or texts my personal phone number, which is fine because that means the existing clientele felt comfortable enough to share my information, and I probably said at some point it's okay to do that or whatever. And then when that person says, oh, I get a phone call or a text from Tom, and Tom's like, oh man, Anthony said you're the best, and he he knows you and all that, and I have back pain or whatever. So for me, it's like I'll handle it, but I'll have to let them know right up front that it's not going to be me treating them. Because again, I'm trying to grow the practice. I'm trying to grow the business. So the thing what Ben said is I do pawn them off to another PT because I'm saying I'm not treating that area anymore.
Yeah.
Dr. Andrew or whoever is treating that area.
You shouldn't say that. Rory Sutherland would tell you not to say that. They would say, hey man, I got you. You're doing low back. Oh, I got to be honest with you though. I'm pretty good at back. I got a new guy on my team now. Just stole him from a practice across town. This guy's elite at backs. I'm going to put you with him if that's cool. Do you know what I mean? Rory Sutherland's all about the framing. We'll get to that because I'll bring in some celebrities. But yes, exactly. But you never say no. You just keep the red carpet thing. Hey, I don't have a table. It was great, right? Well, all these movies jumble together, but like Casino, all the gangster movies jumble together, right? Because they're all kind of the same vibe. But it was like, oh, we don't have a table. And then all of a sudden they put like this tiny table in this like awkward spot, but now it's cool. Why? Because there was no table. We made a table. It's a crappy table. No, it's elite. No one can get that. You can't walk in and get that. You ever been backstage at a concert before?
I haven't, but I'm sure you have.
It's the crappiest place to watch a concert. It sounds the worst. It sounds the worst.
It's the status of being there because no one else is there. There's hundreds, thousands, whatever people in the crowd, and there's a handful or dozens of people back there that all have badges that have the access.
When I got back there, I could not wait. I'm like 19 years old. I'm like, I'm going backstage at a Lizard concert. It's going to be great. And I'm back there and it smells and there's just crap everywhere because that's where they keep all the cases for all the equipment. And I'm like, where's the lounge? And they're like, I don't know. What lounge are you talking about, dude? This is backstage. I'm like, holy crap, this place sucks. But yes, that's why it was cool. Fun fact, if you want to experience the concert the best, if you're buying concert tickets, here's your life hack. Look on the little map. Sit close. If you can figure out where the soundboard is, sit as close to the soundboard as possible. The person twisting the knobs and making the whole concert sound great is doing it from that location. It's not always in the center, but it should be. Sit as close to the soundboard as possible. That's zero. It's ground zero. And Dave's saying, but that is still Ben is saying, but that is still some of your mystique and shtick. It's a purposeful barrier. Yes, you are the Speakeasy in the back of the taco shop. That would be a great duo. I would go to a Speakeasy in a taco shop. Two of my favorite things.
I gotta take you in the city. You know the place real quick. Oh my gosh, there's a hot dog place, a little hot dog in the Village in Manhattan.
Okay.
You know, like the little places like down a few steps from the sidewalk down a few steps. Yep. And it's oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the hot dog place. Criff Dog hot dogs. And inside there, you go through a phone booth and it's a Speakeasy.
There's one that's in a laundromat. Like it's like the third dryer from the left, and then you have to put like 50 cents in and twist the dial left, not right, and then the whole thing opens. Wow. And then you step through and it's like a disco. It's stuff like that that's just like the experience. Did you know there's a bar inside Grand Central, like a hidden bar inside Grand Central Terminal?
Yeah.
It's like the station master. It used to be the station master's apartment. And I went there once, and like, believe me, drinks are like $28. But you're like, this is dope. Like everything's marble. So you go, we'll have one. We'll
go for one. We'll go for one drink.
What would you like? We'd like a vodka soda. And what would you like? No, we're splitting that. We're gonna have that. Can we have that in 2 glasses?
and the bill.
Cheap right now, please. Nope. Right, but that's part of the shtick. You can't come. That's why it's cool. So those are the 3 avatars I would say to look out for. None of this is magic. Do not judge people by their clothing or what they do for a living. If someone's like, oh, I'm a plumber, I'm like, my man, you own a plumbing company. That doesn't stop thinking that way. Stop thinking that way, right? Don't think.
So, let me double click on this. So, of course, we have some folks that are ex-attorneys. Like they were partners. They were in big firms. They have big apartments in Manhattan. They're on Fifth Ave. They're on Park Ave. Yes, of course, those are the identity builder folks. Yes, it's fairly obvious to observe as soon as we get the street address, if we're doing home visits, or even if they're coming to our office, but from the paperwork we know their home address, so we know where they live. So we kind of know, like, based off of where they live. Let's be honest, like in Manhattan, based off of where you live, you kind of can make some of those assumptions, right? However, I had someone in a neighborhood in Brooklyn that is not like the wealthiest or nicest. The thing is that they were spending like 35K a year with us, but it was the sons and daughters that were paying for it. And there were like 8 or 9 sons and daughters. So it was probably spread out across them. And that was a little less of not even any of those avatars, just kind of like maybe a little around identity, but it wasn't like the obvious one, like the attorneys that we have that are, 60, 70, 80 years old. Yeah. So, but for us, at least, our experience is that most of our clients that spend tens of thousands of dollars with us, 70,000. Did you hear the story? I put on my Dave Kittle show before that we had this ex-pharmaceutical ex-pharmaceutical executive several years ago, and they were doing like 7 days a week PT. They were mixing in some soft tissue work, massages, but the massages were delivered by our physical therapist at the physical therapy rate. And that guy spent, you guys could go check this on my YouTube. This is another humble brag, but that guy was spending like $150K a year for a couple years in a row. Just one client. There was a lot of coordination on my side because I'm coordinating. Obviously, I wasn't doing 7 days a week in Manhattan.
Dude.
It was multiple therapists. I was coordinating everything, all the continuity of care stuff, helping them with like DME, durable medical equipment, and different like safety things. I helped them install like grab bars. I didn't do it, but like in terms of like finding the best grab bars and the positioning and location of them and all that.
You keep saying you didn't do it, but like it wouldn't have gotten done without a couple. Like if you're the originator, the facilitator, the installer, it don't get done. I need it done. Half done isn't done. 3/4 done isn't done. 89% done isn't done.
Hey, it's Dave Kittle. Are you a healthcare business owner or physical therapy practice owner who is looking to figure out your succession plan or exit strategy? We might be able to help. And in fact, we may be interested in acquiring your practice. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. Shoot me an email at dave@conciergepainrelief.com. That's DAVE at CONCIERGE painrelief.com, or you can call me at any time, 646-781-8884.